breaks it down to the bone gristle. Hill speaking, scud missile, heat seeking. Johnny Blaze, nightmares like West Craven. Who's done it? My third eye seen it coming before it happened. You know about them stacking kids, they smashing everything in any shape, form, or fashion. Everybody talking about the black. Is you bustin' still or is you flashing? Talking out your ass. You should've learned about the flowing PZ Afro. Italian stallion, chinky eye and snot nose. From my naps to the bunion on my big toe, I keeps it moving. Know just what the fuck I'm doing. Rap insomniac, being to catch it, the snoozing. Slip the cardiac, arrest me. Exorcist, pop, possess me. Crunching like a nessie. You know my stage, learning to a third degree. Sneaky ass, alley cat, top pedigree. The head toucher, industry party bum rusher. You don't like up in your you know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage. I breaks it down to the bone gristle. You know my stage. Breaks it down to the bone gristle. You know my stage. Breaks it down to the bone gristle. You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec room era. My style broke motherfucking backs like him for terror. Most rap came loud but unheard. Once I pulled out, round them off to the nearest third. Check these non-visual with tapes and a portrait. But the seminar trying to orbit this corporate industry. But what the can't see must break through like the roof unexpectedly. Protect your neck, my sword still remains imperial. 4 blacks the mic, RZA scratch off the cereal. We rain all year round from June to June. Like might immediately, if not soon, set the lynching and inform the execution date as this 2000 beyond snake suffocate. Amplify sample through vacuum tubes compressions called RZA. The charge is 20 G's a session.
You know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage. You know my you know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage. You know my
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage. Breaks it down to the bone gristle.
Slay them C's.
Breaks it down to the bone gristle.
Slay them C's.
Breaks it down to the bone gristle.
Slay them C's.
Breaks it down to the bone gristle. You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec.
You know my stage.
Slay them C's back in the rec room era.
You know my you know my stage. You know my you know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage. You know my stage.